Hello everyone, welcome to Manifest IAS. You are watching Current Thoughts. This is the crispest current affairs that you can get. And under this, I'll be covering science and technology. I am Mrityunjay, faculty at Manifest IAS. In the previous video, we have covered the science and technology current affairs that is oriented towards the global research, where all India is taking part under the global research that has been covered previously. And in this particular video, we will be covering the India's research or the schemes and programs in India's science and technology. And under that, you can see the topics we are covering: ISC, that is Indian Science Congress, then Indian International Science Festival, then STARS, this is the program or the scheme oriented towards the advanced research, then Atal Innovation Mission Innovation, then we will be discussing one dedicated program, Nithi, for the innovations, then Technological Development Program, Technological Development Fund, and Young Scientist Laboratory we will be discussing. And as part of our bigger initiative, a smaller initiative is issue for the tip. Under this issue for the tip, I will be discussing what is the optimal size of the final notes. I will be briefing you about the notes making and how much notes you should have at your disposal. That I will be discussing at the end of this video. As the first issue, we have to think of the 107th Indian Science Congress. When we start the year, very important events for any civil service aspirant are Indian Science Congress and the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. So let us look into the ISC briefly. ISC, it is nothing but the brainchild of two scientists. They started this Indian Science Congress Association, namely Stevenson and the McMahon. They are the key persons to start this. Don't get confused with the McMahon here with the McMahon line. So this person is different. He's a scientist and he had met Srinivas Ramanujan and he knew his research. Next thing, this is given a status of professional body under Department of Science and Technology. And the first meeting was conducted in 1914 at Asiatic Society, Calcutta. So Asiatic Society, it was established in 1784 under the leadership of William Jones. He was a civil servant. When it comes to the reforms in India, William Jones is a very key person. So please try to do study about Asiatic Society and William Jones too. Then for the first time in 1976 or from 1976, the focal themes were picked up. And it was under the chairmanship of M.S. Swaminathan. For the first time, the focal theme was taken up. And these focal themes were concentrating upon the issues that are of national relevance. So it was not a very ad hoc research that we were doing, but we are trying to bring the topics of national relevance. There will be many plenary sessions in this Science Congress where the different issues are debated and discussed. So focal themes were picked up from 1976. Then Young Scientist Award Program. This is to promote the innovative mindsets, or it is to encourage the research-oriented people at the college level. So Young Scientist Program or the Young Scientist Award Program is very important program. And the aim of Indian Science Congress was to build the scientific temper or to promote the cause of science in the society. Then publishing the journals, transactions and other publications, it is as usual part of any such event. And one thing we have to note under 107th Indian Congress if you generally look at the Indian Science Congress, the centenary session was conducted in 2013 at Kolkata. So as a mark for its celebration, as it was conducted for the first time in 1914 at Calcutta, centenary session was also conducted in Calcutta only. And usually under Indian Science Congress, we have to look into very special things or the unique things or the things which have happened for the first time. Jalandhar session was very important because many controversies emerged out of that particular Congress. So such issues we have to concentrate upon.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Then let us discuss the 107th Indian Congress. It was conducted in Bangalore. So when it comes to the starting of any year, we have to think of two events. One is Indian Science Congress and second thing is Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. So this year, the Indian Science Congress was conducted in Bangalore, that is GKVK, and it is the campus dedicated for agriculture sciences, or University of Agriculture Science is situated in GKVK campus. Then this year's theme was rural development, and especially this particular congress talked many things about farmers initiatives also, and Prime Minister himself had come to this particular congress. Then one important step had been taken. Prime Minister released the iSTEP, that is the map for engineering facilities. So the scientists who are applying for research and development or for their thesis or for their PhD, so they can utilize this particular map where they can locate the research facilities available in India. So this is a very helpful and application oriented map that we have got, and it was released this year. So any aspirant has to note about this iSTEM or the map. Then this year's very important thing was, for the first time, Farmers Science Congress was held. So otherwise, none of the times this particular congress was held. So this year, as it was conducted in Bangalore, many farmers were associated, and they discussed many things, and the Prime Minister was part of this congress too. And as usual, the other which are held are the Women's Science Congress and the Children's Science Congress. And usually the science communicators meet. These are the Sancharaks. Science communicators are nothing but the Sancharaks who roam around the country, and they visit many scientific or the research facilities, and they try to bring the awareness about the research in India. So that is very important. Science communicators meet. Again, it is as usual, like every year it is held. And this year's ISC Expo, that is the exhibition of the science related products and services, was done under the name of Pride of India. This is what we have to note down. And the next topic is the India International Science Festival. This science festival, when we look into the very nomenclature of science festival, then we think that it is kind of a celebration that we are doing. So what kind of celebration that we are doing? So basically here we are taking science as the base for any celebration in India, and also we draw the map for our particular development or India's fortune based upon science. So under this, we have to note down few things. It was launched in year 2015, and it is to demonstrate how science can change the life or how science can develop a nation. So that has been exhibited here. And the aim of this particular festival is to engage the public with the science. And if you look at all these events, again, the scientific temper we are trying to build in India. And that is mainly through the initiative called STEM. STEM is nothing but the abbreviation for science, technology, engineering, mathematics. We are taking the science to the grassroots. We are taking science to the schools. We are taking science to the mass through these festivals. And the next point what we have to note, that is, this is the initiative of two ministries. One is Science and Technology and Earth Science, and Vijnan Bharati. So these three bodies take care of this particular event, or they promote this event. And the activities which are held in this, there are plenty of activities. I have tried to jot down very important activities that an aspirant has to note. So basically, first thing is the global level meet of the scientists and technocrats, where the scientists from many countries come and meet, and they discuss about the products and services. And the National Teachers Congress, that is very important, National Science Teachers Congress. Here, these are the carriers, or these are the people who take this science and the research to the school level or to the grassroots level. Next thing is about Industry Academia Conclave, and this is part of any such celebration where industry and academia come together. So basically, that is the university-oriented researches or the industry supported university researches that will be discussed in that particular conclave. And traditional crafts and artisan meet. This is very important, where we are trying to bring the traditional science or the traditional knowledge along with the modern science. This has to be noted. Then new age technology show. When we talk of new age technology show, either we will be talking of cutting edge technologies or the bleeding edge technologies, where we are trying to promote this scientific temper for the new age. So the technologies like 5G, IoT, or the cyber physical systems, the such things will be discussed in this particular show. And Vigyan Yatra, it is kind of a tour that is conducted for the exhibition of the science products and services. And finally, Young Scientist Conference will be conducted as part of this. So there are plenty of activities in this one, but we have to note only few things. That is basically this kind of meets, basically teachers, the scientists, and the traditional crafts and artisan meet, and industry academia meet. That is what we have to concentrate. Next thing is a very research oriented initiative, or basically we are trying to bring up the transformational advanced research. When you think of transformation, it is basically the transformation from an idea to concept and from a concept to product or a process. This is the chain: idea to concept and concept to product. So that is what is promoted in India through the program called STARS. Its long form is Scheme for Transformational and Advanced Research in Sciences. Under this, basically, we are trying to concentrate on the translational. Again, it is synonymous with the transformational and India-centric research. We are not doing some research on a haywire or ad hoc basis. We are trying to bring the solutions of the problems that are associated with India or India-specific research that will be doing. Then the implementing body or the nodal agency is in IISc. So this is in the campus of IISc Bangalore. This has to be noted. Then the key objective of this particular initiative is to bring up the social relevant research. Definitely we are going to bring out the solution which are oriented towards our society. That is what is stressed in this particular program. And we have given thrust to 6 basic areas. Those areas are nothing but physics. Under physics, we are going ahead for the quantum physics or quantum technologies. You must have heard of quantum computing. Here we use qubits instead of bits. So quantum technologies, basically it will be taking the help of such material which can show the property of superconductivity also. Under sub-zero temperatures, they will be activated, and such particular things we are trying to use in quantum technologies. And basically, when we talk of quantum or quantum physics, we are going to the subatomic level, and we are trying to manipulate the subatomic particles, and we are harnessing their energy for our betterment. So under this, we are mainly concentrating upon the quantum technology and photonics. This is associated with the photons. Then under chemistry, we are trying to concentrate upon the catalysis. Catalysis, it is a process which try to break down the bigger molecules into smaller molecules. Under that, we are trying to sequester the carbon dioxide. So whenever we try to think from the perspective of our fundamental research or the scientific research, the main aim, or if you take the whole environment, we are trying to reduce the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, or we are indirectly helping to fight the climate change. So under this initiative, we are trying to find out the processes or the catalytical processes which try to sequester carbon dioxide and the reversible hydrogen. Reversible hydrogens, basically, which can be trapped. Then under biological sciences, we are concentrating on multi-pronged approach. First is nutrition, health, biodiversity, diseases, genetics, and mainly the non-communicable disease, which is on the higher side these days. And also with respect to crop protection, we are trying to bring many initiatives under biological science also. And The next thing will be nanosciences. Under nanosciences, we have 4 generations of materials. First generation, basically what we use through carbon nanotubes or graphene or fullerene, they are the first generation. Under second generation, we are trying to come up with the nano pharmaceuticals. And under third generation, we are trying to build nano systems where a complete system will be in containing or consisting of only the nanomaterials and the nanotechnology that it will be using. So we are trying to build nano systems, and the targeted areas are electronics, photonics, and security. Maybe it is with respect to food security or the healthcare or the energy security. We are trying to concentrate on nanosciences under here. Then the data science. Yes, data is a new thing, or the indirectly we call data as a new oil, and also mathematics. Here we are trying to do a lot of data mining, or we are trying to build metadata. So basically whatever that is associated with data, we are trying to concentrate in this particular initiative. And finally, we are concentrating on the earth sciences also. Earth science, basically we are searching for the materials for human betterment. So here the notable points are IISc Bangalore. The implementation is done by IISc Bangalore, and basically solutions are society relevant, and also they are India centric or India specific. And the 6 thrust areas, basically you can remember PCMB, physics, chemistry, mathematics and biology. Then the new things like nanosciences and data sciences you can remember. The next initiative is Atal Innovation Mission. Atal Innovation Mission is there in the news since 2014-15. Since the time when the Modi government came into power. And Atal Innovation Mission, it is again a flagship mission which is trying to build the scientific temper in India, and the culture of innovation and entrepreneurship is given promotion through Atal Innovation Mission. And many a times we have seen the questions on Atal Innovation Mission in our preliminary examination. Here we are trying to develop new programs and policies for innovation mainly, and it is kind of a platform which give opportunities to different stakeholders, right from the school children to the research oriented people, or even from the private sector. We are trying to help them on these platforms. And next thing is, it is to create the awareness, or to create an umbrella structure for all innovative activities in India, or indirectly we are trying to build innovation ecosystem in India. So these are the main things, or these are kind of a main objectives of Atal Innovation Mission. Very important mission, one has to note about it. Basically it is to develop the scientific temper, and very key words are innovation and entrepreneurship here. And under this we have many initiatives. Very important initiative and the much talked initiative is Atal Tinkering Labs. Atal Tinkering Labs, it will generate the problem solving capacity in school children, or it will orient them towards the research. So basically Atal Tinkering Labs, they are being built across all the schools in India. As an initial part, we have built in few schools, and it is going to be rolled out all over India. Next thing is Atal Incubation Centers. Here we are trying to help the startups, especially the innovative startups. We are trying to give them a handheld guidance, or even through some kind of funding. So we are trying to provide them the Atal Incubation Centers. Then the next thing is Atal New India Challenges. Again, it is oriented towards the solutions of India specific or the society oriented solutions. Here we are trying to come up with the products or the processes which are suitable for many sectors, and we have sector specific research also. Then Mentor India campaign, it is again kind of a mentoring. We are providing the mentors, maybe it is in the Atal Tinkering Labs or the incubation centers. We are trying to give the mentors for the programs. Here there will be again the handheld guidance will be provided. Then Atal Community Innovation Center, it is very, 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 very important because community centric innovation has been done. We are taking the research and development or the innovation to the grassroots level. We are involving the communities, and also we are trying to come up with the community centric solutions there. So it is very important, and very important abbreviation of these initiatives is ARISE. ARISE is Atal Research and Innovation for Small Enterprises. Here we are trying to concentrate on the micro, small and medium enterprises. Here we are trying to bring innovation in their supply chain processes or their value chains. So we are concentrating on MSME. If you take the initiative right from the school to the international research to the community to the MSME, we are covering everything under Atal Innovation Mission. Please don't skip this. Please try to study whatever that has been printed in this particular slide. Under Atal Innovation Mission, we have built a very basic artificial intelligence based module. Artificial intelligence based module. It is not artificial intelligence based module. It is a base model. It is a very basic in nature, where we are trying to inculcate the research mindset in the school children, and that too we are orienting them towards the artificial intelligence. Here we have to understand what is artificial intelligence. In simple sentences, it is mimicking the human brain. We are trying to mimic the human brain, and we are trying to develop very thick or the complicated networks where we can build the systems which can act like human beings. And under this, we have rolled out the AI based module to the students, and this particular module is launched under the banner of Atal Innovation Mission with the help of NASSCOM. And the objective of this program is to provide full support to the Atal Tinkering Lab, or we have to empower them with innovative and the creative ideas. And here we are giving them this AI based module. This is kind of a workbook. Here it will be having theories or the small explanation of the concepts of artificial intelligence and their applications. And here the students are encouraged to bring up some of the modules or bring up some of the models through their understanding, which is oriented towards the artificial intelligence. And it is kind of a workshop, or you can call it as a workbook model. And it contains activities, videos, and experiments. These are like a very basic thing. Even a school guy of 12 years can understand these things. So basically, we are trying to concentrate on the primary and the secondary education. And this is called as a Learn It Yourself module. It is a self-explanatory module. And so far, we have covered 5,000 ATLs, or the Atal Tinkering Labs, and which spans over 2.5 million students. And we are trying to select 15,000 schools in the initial stage, and these 15,000 schools will be selected from 33 different states, and that will be run on a pilot basis. And we are going to roll it over to all the schools in India. And the next step, or the next level, will be the step up module. Step up module, where we'll be bringing up the higher level of artificial intelligence concepts, and we'll be bringing up many artificial intelligence oriented models also. And definitely we are looking ahead for this. So in this AI based model, we have to just concentrate who all are the beneficiaries. Here the school children, and we are trying to orient them towards the artificial intelligence, and it is in collaboration with NASSCOM, and we are trying to roll it over to all the schools in India. And the next level module is AI step up module. This is what we have to concentrate upon. The next topic is mission innovation. This is not just indigenous innovation mission, but this mission innovation is a global initiative, global intergovernmental initiative, especially for the clean energy innovation. Clean energy innovation, we are trying to innovate new things, and we are coming up with the new energy or the alternative energy sources we are coming up with. And in India, there is a chapter that is Mission Innovation India. And India is part of many researches, and some of the researches it heads or it co-leads, and it has participated in many researches also. And the researches or the topics in which India is heading or it is co-leading, they are smart grids. Smart grid innovation, basically these are the grids which are very efficient in terms of the power distribution or power transmission. Here we are going to make the grids as more automated one. So in India also we are trying to build many smart grids. So India is taking a lead in this particular innovation challenge. And off-grid access, basically it is kind of a decentralized power access, and we try to get the power from the sources which are generated in remote areas. Basically, if you take the windmills or some of the ocean thermal energy or some of the solar energy panels also, we are trying to build off-grid, and this is more kind of a decentralized power distribution. And sustainable biofuels. In India, we have National Biofuel Policy, under which we talk about 4 generations of biofuels, and we are giving a high thrust to this particular topic, and we have to look forward to substitute the oil import, or we have to depend upon this alternative energy source. And the other challenges in which India is taking part are the carbon capture. It is part of carbon sequestration, converting sunlight. This is basically associated with the solar mission. Then clean energy materials. We are trying to build clean energy materials. For example, solar panels, EV panels, what we are trying to build. It is not EV, it is PV, photovoltaic cells, what we are trying to build. It is an example for clean energy materials. And also affordable heating and cooling of the buildings. So we have come up with National Building Code also, where we are trying to build energy efficient buildings. Under that, the cooling solution is very important. And also there is a global cooling prize which has been established to promote the cooling solutions. And we are trying to encourage such innovations, and we are incentivizing such solutions through global prize. And this is not this global cooling prize is not part of this mission innovation, but I'm just trying to connect the award with this thing one. And the final thing is the renewable and clean hydrogen. We were talking about the reversible hydrogen. So we are trying to capture that hydrogen, and we are using that for the human betterment. So these are the challenges in which India is taking part. And the very important one are first 3: smart grid, off grid, and the biofuel. This is what we have to concentrate. The next topic is the National Initiative for Developing and Harnessing Innovations. Here we are trying to concentrate on the innovations again. As part of Atal Innovation Mission, we have discussed many things. Again, here we are concentrating on the innovation. In these innovations, like we are trying to build a umbrella program for innovation and entrepreneurship, and don't try to relate it with the Atal Innovation Mission. That is completely different one. And this is the initiative by the Department of Science and Technology, especially by the division called National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board, NST EDB. Then it is to nurture the ideas and innovation, and to build up the new startups. So basically we are giving thrust to the startups under this mission. Then again, here our research is much more oriented towards the national priorities or the goals. So we are doing national or the India specific research under this NIDHI. Then focus is to build again innovation and entrepreneurship. Please note down these words, whether it comes to NIDHI or Atal Innovation Mission, innovation and the entrepreneurship. And we are trying to build ecosystem in India. That is our focus. And there are many important components under this NIDHI. The first one is Prayas. Don't worry about the nomenclature. Here we are trying to promote the young aspirants young aspirants basically who are trying to build the new technologies or who are trying to come up as new entrepreneurs. We are trying to promote them. So we are concentrating on the young aspirants here. So that is Nidhi Prayas. Then Nidhi EIR, this is the in-house entrepreneurship we are trying to build. Here we are giving a lot of handheld guidance or the promotion for the Indian specific or the researchers in India. The next one is Startup Nidhi. Startup Nidhi, again, we are trying to build the entrepreneurship development center. These are kind of a parts, or these are kind of the ecosystems or the smaller ecosystems where the entrepreneurs will get all the support. So that is the Startup Nidhi. Then TBI, again, this is a technology business incubator. These work like incubator facilities, and here the much more or the higher level of research is being done. Then accelerator, this is to accelerate the research or the innovation, and here both human resource or the technological expertise, or even through funding, the process or the innovation and entrepreneurship is accelerated. And Triple S, Nidhi Triple S, it is a seed support system, and it is basically into the funding for the companies which are coming up with the innovative ideas, or we are helping them through the seed capital. Then COV, we are trying to build up the centers of excellence under the banner of Nidhi. So please note down these components: Prayas, EIR, then Startup, TBI, Accelerator, Triple S, and COV. And we don't have much more literature with respect to these things. This is a new thing, and we have to remember these keywords or the key mnemonics. So the next thing is Technological Development Program. And here, this is again big banner for the technology development. Technology development. Here we are not concentrating on the pure softwares, but we are trying to support the hardware with the necessary software. So such software development or directly the hardware development is being done. Again, we are trying to convert the proof of concepts into the products or the processes. So this is a very generic mission what we have, and commercialization doesn't fall under this. So it is not associated with this particular program. There is a separate wing for that. Here, strictly the technology development, or the goal is the technological progress. That's it. So commercialization is not associated here. Then the transfer of technology is done through the host institutions. The institutions which are developing these technologies, they have the onus of transfer of technology also. They act like independent institutions. Then when it comes to software development, strictly we are concentrating on the software development for the products what we have. It is not the core software development. Pure software development is not covered under this. So it is a very generic program, not to worry much about this thing. Technological development program. Basically, you have to think of purely technological development, no commercial interest, or basically there is no commercial wing associated with this one. So that is what we have to concentrate upon. Next thing, Technological Development Fund. Don't get confused with the previous initiative, that is Technological Development Program. This Technological Development Fund, it is purely for the defense, and it acts under the Ministry of Defense, and it gets oriented itself towards the Make in India. And we have many priorities under our defense development program. That is maybe Buy Indian, Make Indian, such many priorities are there. So under that particular thing, we are trying to orient our technological development, and it is associated with the Make in India initiative also. Then it is executed by DRDO, and this is run by Ministry of Defense. And we are trying to fulfill the needs of tri-services. Then here, both private and public entities are allowed, even the MSMEs are allowed. We try to procure few of the materials from them. There are certain clauses with respect to the procurement from the MSMEs, and what all it is going to cover. So basically the upgradation or the improvement of the devices or the technologies what we have right now, we are trying to upgrade those things. And second thing is, get ready with the new challenges. For all the tri services, we are trying to give support through this particular fund. We are getting technologically ready, and we are trying to adopt some of the world's best models or the best practices. And futuristic technologies also we are trying to brainstorm, and we are trying to give funding for that also. And from right now we are thinking about 20-30 years down the line, and which all are the technologies that we have to depend upon, that is also thought about. Then import substitution. Basically, we used to depend upon different nations like Israel and Russia for our defense requirements. But since last year, even we are acting as the defense exporters. We have a certain policy with respect to exporting certain devices or the technologies to only certain countries. We are trying to do that. So even the import substitution has been given thrust here. So technological development program is for generic purpose. Technological development fund, it is for the defense purpose. And finally, we'll be looking at a very small initiative, that is the Young Scientist Laboratory. And under this, again, DRDO is the coordinating agency, and the cutting edge technology has been tested under this thing, and we are mainly concentrating upon the cognitive field here. Cognitive field that is associated with the artificial intelligence, and we have noted few of the areas. So basically, cognitive radio, it is basically for the radio communication. Then radar, very important device for tri-services, radar. Then the antenna, basically for the mobile communication or for the communication of many devices through radio channels. Then cognitive surveillance field, this is kind of a surveillance or the recce, what we call reconnaissance. So we are trying to use AIs or the cognitive modules to get hang of the warfields. Then finally, we are taking root, or we are going too deeper into the deep neural network. Deep neural networks is a very sub area under artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, then comes the machine learning, then comes the deep learning and the neural networks. So we are trying to go very deep into this particular field, especially with respect to the cognitive field, and the applications are much more oriented towards the defense or our tri-services. So these all are the topics that we have to look into, and these particular slides what we are giving at the end, that will suffice your preparation with respect to India's research. And in the next videos, we'll be trying to cover the subject-wise current affairs topics in science and technology. Under science and technology, we'll be covering many things like space, defense, biotechnology, and ICT or the nuclear technology. Will be covering one by one. So please watch our videos for the complete coverage. Then, as usual, as a ritual, we will be discussing one particular issue at the end. Issue for the tip is, what is the optimal size of the final notes? I cannot give you certain number of pages or certain number of books or certain number of files as the size of the notes. Here, you have to understand one thing. Irrespective of your preparation, irrespective of how many years you have given, how many months you have given, or at what level you are standing right now, you will try to revise the whole syllabus in last 2 days. Last 2 days in around, let's say 20-24 hours, will be trying to cover all the portion that is there for the preliminary examination. And we have to be aware, we cannot go through the big books here, and we have to depend upon very few sheets in our hand. And final aim of notes making is to have around 200 sheets at your disposal. 200 sheets that will be very much sufficient for 20 hours of revision at the end. So final aim is to cut down all the notes to those pages. So initially you might have done very elaborative notes, but at the end, in your second revision or the third revision, you have to come up with very synoptical notes. Synoptical notes in the sense that when you look into that topic, you will remember everything. And few of the things you know inherently, or you have studied them well, and there will be few things which you don't know, or you have to look into those things again and again. Such things should be on your paper. So when you look into that paper, you should be able to recall everything. So my request is to cut down your notes, and finally it should be sufficient for 2 days studies, maybe around 200 pages. This is tried and tested over the years also. Finally, on the last day, you should not get panicked. You should be happy with certain material, or you should be happy with the minimum material that is possible at your disposal. That's it from our side. Keep watching videos and read well, revise well, prepare well, be confident. Thank you very much.